Hello, it's Simone. I'm so glad you're here. It's Sunday and I have a pile of stuff that I want to talk about, so I guess this is going to be another snippets from my desk. I don't know if you remember, I talked about this box. This is my creative inbox where I put stuff in that I want to put away, that I need to use, that I need to do something with, or that I want to do something with. And I went through this starting Thursday all the way through yesterday. And there's lots of things that I want to show you. I sent Michaela from White Bear Pens a sticker, the ink swatch sticker and the 2024 sticker. And she sent me her White Bear Pens sticker design. I think she also included a different one, but I put this down here because I thought it would be a great start of an awesome ink journal. And I think that's what I'm talking about first. I started journaling again in my journal, which, ta-da, looks like this. Yep. So I journaled on the 18th. That was last week, before the last video. The next time I journaled was on the 25th and then on the 27th. So I'm still not struggling, but I'm just not daily journaling at the moment. And so every time I use one of the pens, I make one of those pages here. So this was from the 18th. Then I filled this whole page. So I added a second one here. And then every time I do something where I need some paper space for testing things, I put it here. Filmed 2 unboxing videos. And then here is the SD with the SIG medium nib. And this is just, these two work together so nicely. I don't know if having a full page is necessary, but I then also don't want to really limit myself. I feel, well, this looks cool. I like that. But in December, when I did one page, half a page per ink, it felt a little crammed. And so I think in January, I'm just going to go with this and see how much I'm going to fill in here. And if that leaves so much white space on each page, maybe I'm going to go a little bit more. What I've been thinking too is that when I do my review, which I did in November, I did it this way, and I've been thinking of doing it that way moving forward, so that I have it all on one page. Maybe instead of doing that, I'm just going to add the rating on the bottom of each page. So let me know what you think. Is that, well, whatever you think is fine. I will do whatever I think is good, but I really would like to hear your input on why I shouldn't just put it on the bottom here. Because I don't really need a list. I have one in this notebook right here. And as I said, I went through my creative inbox and used some things. This is a card that Mari from Doodles the Mari made. I mean, if I want to check the list, I can just go here and look at it here. So I'm not sure that I would have to use or have one of those lists in here, especially thinking about the fact that some of these pens I will move forward. So yeah. Another thing that I'm wondering about is I would like to have a monthly page. Basically, I'm copying Karina here, where I write down the pens in, pens out, inks in, inks out, and tally wise, but I'm not filming monthly videos. So am I going to do the tally when I'm filming? But then that doesn't really say anything about the month. Or, and that's where I'm leaning towards, is on February 1st, I'm going to make my February page, which is this one. I'm using this as a baseline, and then I'm writing down. I have so many pens, these went in, these went out. I have so many ink bottles, these went in, these went out, samples, and the like. And then just show that to you when I do the review. That would be something that I could do. Maybe that's not could be, that's what I'm going to do. And then on that day, on that page, I will put my February sticker here. So then I think that's how I'm going to do that. I am also not really sure. I'm just thinking out loud. You know that. All of those snippets from my desk videos are basically stream of consciousness talking about all the hobby things that I'm doing. So when I have all of my pens, I already know some of them that I don't want to move forward, which is mostly those down here. This one I don't want to move forward either. The ones that I'm going to move forward, am I going to rate them in that first video, or am I going to rate them when I decide that now it's time to unink them? I'm like, really, I know that's totally way too deep, but these are things that I'm thinking about. I also had such a hard time with my Gravitas Pocket Delrin, and that was a totally homemade problem because, where is it? It's gone now. Where did I put it? Did I put it in my pocket? No, I did not. It's not here. What? Huh. Maybe I'll find it. Oh, it's right down here, I think. Yes. So first of all, I don't know what Ben Walsh uses to put his Gravitas logo on in there, but it was half on, and then I used my fingernail and it was easy to rub off, and so I decided I'm just going to completely rub off the branding, because if you can't really put on a branding that doesn't stay, then it doesn't deserve to be on there half. This looks much better now than with the half flaked off Gravitas logo, and that's just how this is going to be. I have inked this pen in December on the 9th. Today is January 28th, and I haven't really used it. It is a shimmer ink, and I didn't, I wasn't able to use it. It didn't write. And let's move into the next topic. I had such a hard time, and I noticed that with other pens as well. With this pen on this paper, it skipped, but it also, I had a similar feeling with some of these. And then the big book was so intimidating that I decided, you know what, I'm going to try a different journal. I want a smaller one for now, and I'm going to use these pages for something else. The signatures are really visible, and so it was really easy to take it apart. Maybe I want to use this as a journal, and then just re-stitch this right here. That is an option that I can do, but yeah, I took it apart and decided to retire it. And then so my idea was to go with Tomoe River paper. but I do not have a Tomoe River paper insert in that size right now. I would have had to cut it down, and I am totally fine with cutting these books down, but I also wasn't feeling the grid, and so I decided, you know what, I have, and here comes the these are all the regular size Tomoe River notebook inserts that I have. And not Tomoe River, what am I saying? Traveler's notebook inserts that I have. This one and this one is from Foxy Fix. When they were still a thing, they sold these inserts. They're not really fountain pen friendly or any pen friendly. I used them to create monthlies, and I'll just keep them for that, because maybe I will want to have those monthlies. I just pencil them in. So I'm keeping those, but not as a journal. And then I have all of those, and they're such cool ones. I have, my friend Amy sent me this one. I have these, and you know what I've been thinking? If you saw Job from Job's journal, he just uses these as regular journals. So I will just add them to my journal stash. This I want to cut and stick into the back of this one. I have the Kyoto one, the diner one, the hotel one. This is an old one that I want to cover. I have the message cards. I need to tuck more of those into the into my Happy Mail, which we'll talk about later too. And then I have the California insert, and then this one came with a journal, I believe, and then I have two dot grid ones. And they're all MD paper, and I don't know if that's the way to go for me for journaling. Maybe when I'm done with this, I'll use one of those, or I'll switch to Tomoe River and then to one of those. But I really want to work on using these up as well. So many. But instead of cutting the Tomoe River paper down and going with a regular MD paper insert, I went with the super lightweight paper, which I think is the same or very similar to the onion skin paper. It's super thin, feels like sketch tracing paper almost. And here you can see I still struggled, and then around here it finally got better, and now I wrote with it today and it worked really well. So I know that I'm going to unink this the next time that I'm re-inking pens, but I think that's going to be another two weeks almost. But yeah, so I'm going to use this journal next because I'm only using the front or one side of the journal. I will hopefully get through this pretty quickly, but it has 128 pages. Maybe I can just stick this right back in here. Do I want the whole thing or just all the way here? Maybe I'll just cut it right down here and then stick it in here so I can remember what this actually is. I did a writing test as well, and my Pilot Custom 823 was dried out. This is how much I'm using my papers, and I wasn't able to get the TWSBI to write, so it bled through. But it worked really well. It has that weird kind of tooth to it that I enjoyed when I did the writing test here. And so I decided that that's what I'm going to use. I just decided to do a pen test. And then after I did the pen test and I really enjoyed the paper using all of those pens, I decided, yes, this is what I want to go with. I did not expect that I wanted to use a paper that has tooth to it, but I really enjoyed it, and so I think I'm going to enjoy this notebook for a change. And so I'm going to put this right in here, right here. And then I just used, because I really enjoyed the line width of the OK Fools paper, I just traced the lines and it shows through really well, as you can see here. So yeah, that's what I'm using. I could use this, but I don't enjoy writing on this pencil board. Let me know if you enjoy that, because that is such a weird thing for me, that I don't like that much. So I'm going to do that right now. So I went through my inbox this past week. Okay, I want to use glue here. Glue my pow, my really huge, humongous glue gun. Okay. And then I want to stick this in here. I do that most of the time with the inserts that I'm using. If they have one of those, where is it? Like if they have this, I'm taking that and sticking it in the back so I can remember what it is. This paper used for this refill is called MD paper. Is there something that says what kind of paper this is? It's even thinner. The paper itself does not allow for oil. Okay, the paper itself does not allow for oil to penetrate easily, so it is hard to smear when using a fountain pen. The letters on the back of the page will show through a little because the paper is so thin, which adds a unique look to the enticingly crisp paper. Yeah, it is. That's what it is. It's crisp. So, yeah. But the shimmer is still there in the ink, which I was very surprised about. So that's good. I'm going to make avalanches on each side of my thing. Let's talk about reading. I have listened, mostly the books that I'm reading this year are mostly audiobooks, because at work I can listen to books. So the book, I think it's called Little Monster. I need to figure out if it's Monsters or Monster. And the author is Adrienne Brodeur. What am I doing? Putting audio. And then I'm putting January 2024. This was I need to, I talked about this the other week as well in the currently reading podcast. Currently inked podcast, that's not the right one. I should have a currently inked podcast. They talked about tracking where they had the recommendation from to figure out who is a reliable book recommender. Is it like TikTok, Book Talk? Is it a specific podcast? Is it a specific podcast host? And this one, and I want to track that as well. This one came from Modern Mrs. Darcy. Modern Mrs. Darcy. The list of her favorite audiobooks of 2023. I don't know if this book was published previously or if that is a new book. It talked about 2016, I believe, when Hillary Clinton was running for president. That was the presidential election at that time. And it is a family drama, which I used to love, but don't anymore. But this was really good. So maybe that's a genre, subgenre, I don't even know what you call this, that I could discover a bit more. It was a really good as an audiobook. So every person was read by a different narrator, and the voices went really well. It was really good to be able to distinguish between each person by the people that read the person. And it was really good. It was an interesting take on a family drama, and yeah, I really liked it. I don't really know what to write though. Loved the audio, and surprised so I'm currently listening to, what is it called, the Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone or something like that. This one I am not sure that I'm going to finish. I have no problem with not finishing a book, especially as an audiobook, because you have to not just get into the story, but you also have to get to like the narrator and the narration. I'm okay with the narrator, but I'm not sure that I like the way the book is written. But I usually give it quite some time until I DNF the book, just because I have found with some of these books that I have listened to recently, that I need to get past a certain point until I get hooked. And so I really want to give that book just a tiny bit more chance before I'm stopping. I have another one that I found through Brandy Kincaid. This one, I already borrowed it from the library on audio, so I'm curious to figure that one out as well. It's by Claire Pooley. It's called The Authenticity Project, and the quote that Brandy put on here is, "Everyone lies about their lives. What would happen if you shared the truth instead?" And it's a novel. Seasonal shifts always leave me craving a quick feel-good type of book. I want something imperfect and tender, a book with flawed characters who reflect my own flawed heart, but who somehow find their way to a bit of happiness and peace. Not the great novel, but a gentle reminder that some characters do find their way, and we might too. I really do enjoy these happy ending romance novels, and I haven't figured out, I don't think that this is one, but Brandy says it's a feel-good type of book, but I think it's more real. There's real people there, real people finding the truth. And I just wanted to see what that was going to be like. So that's what I have on my list currently. 5 books in for the month, which I find really interesting. And my son read the 10 Blind Dates by Ashley Elston, and he had exactly as much fun as I had with this book. It's just so So cute, so easy to read, so funny, so hilarious, so much to laugh about. So if you are looking for a totally closed door, cute teenage romance novel, this one is a lot. This is just funny. All right, done with this. And there is two things that I want to show you that I haven't worked on yet and that didn't weigh heavily on my mind, but that I wanted to just get the stuff into. And so this is my junk journal that I've slowly been working on, and I have been putting snippets of, this was wrapping paper, this is a postcard that Claudia sent me, this dragon sticker was in the Happy Mail from Michaela, this was left over, and I just thought it would look really cool on here. And so I'm decorating wherever I feel like I want to put stuff in. This was something that I used as a dupe for something. I wanted to show it, but a placeholder, and so I had this laying around, so I stuck it in here. This was in Brandy Kincaid's Happy Mail. I stuck that here. This one was from December, and I didn't use it in my journal at the time, and so I decided this would be a good place. This down here is actually, let me show you what that is. Where is it? A piece of Hobonichi paper, and I just used this as a hinge, and you can't even see it anymore. So I stuck this here, I stuck this here. This was included in Happy Mail, and then this, and so I'm just building the layers. And as you can see, there is no writing besides this piece. And it's going to be a picture book of sorts, and I'm very, very excited how it's going to turn out. So yeah, so I started to stuck things in here. So this is the Happy Mail journal. I have this Japanese charm on here that my friend Amy sent me. In here I have my addresses that I want to transfer sometime, I don't know when, into this Hobonichi notebook. But for now they're still here. This is how the letter prices increased on January 21st. Here's my list of letters I want to write. Then I stuck this Happy Mail Day sticker in here. And then here is another sticker that I found, and I probably will have to cut this short-ish, or I come back later. So what I'm doing is I'm putting in what I'm sending out in black, and then what is coming in blue. And then this page here I'm decorating with snippets that came in the mail and what was included, or what I'm sending out. And so December, the week before Christmas, was really busy, and I'm learning that I need to be okay with pages that look like this. And so I'm sticking in some ephemera that comes in here. This is the White Bear Pens note from Michaela, and this is this week, and I actually really like how this looks. Okay, so where was I? This is this week, and then in the back I have a list of letters that I want to reply to or send, and this is the only thing in my whole journal lineup and my creative thing that kind of creates some kind of anxiety, because anxiety is too big a word, but I just feel not good about the fact that I still haven't replied to letters from last June. Yep. And then here I'm just going to write down more of these here, and then things like I'm sending someone ink And so I wrote down which ones, and then if this is done, I'm just going to continue on writing here. The idea also was that if I send back and forth things with friends, which at the rate that I'm going, I'm probably only sending a letter a year to each of my friends, I might have a page for each friend so that I can easily look at what samples have I sent them, what stickers have I sent them, and that kind of stuff. But I'm not there yet. But I really like how this came together. I felt overwhelmed, and I feel like because I just stuck the letters that I received in here, and now that I stuck down some ephemera and all of those letters are in their box, it feels much better. I like this. So we'll see how this goes. And especially I'm feeling better about just starting a letter. I had this barrier in my head where I just couldn't start yet because that didn't look good. While I was working through my inbox, I also found this card here, and I stuck it in here. And when I closed it, I found that the first one that I put in here, the first thing that I put in here was another one from Brandy Kincaid, and I just really like this. I think it's a good closure. I still need to do a flip through of this notebook, which I want to film sometime next week, so it's coming out sometime in February. But it felt like a really good closure to stick this card in here. I did decorate or use these tabs for my planner, and then I cut them back off. I just didn't like how it turned out, and I think last year I just made it a line down here. And this year, for some reason, I think you can still see it somehow, there was some space in between, and I just didn't like it. So I decided, you know what? I don't need this. It's fine, not going to work. I'm still struggling quite a bit. This seems to be like the journal review for January today, because I'm showing you each one, my journals and my planners. And I am still not really using it. I am using these tabs from my friend Shauna. So I have one for today, one for the month, and I started documenting my purchases and non-purchases right here. And I need to cross this out all the way through Saturday when I did make a purchase, which was planned. I'm not going to write down what it was. I already know. My friend Katie loaned me 4 Pilot Parallels, and I purchased them. And so I sent her the money yesterday. So my next big pen purchase, my goal is to go all the way through to May 1st. I'm crossing this off, and I'm just, especially with this yearly overview, this doesn't look that far away as it actually is. And I hope this helps me just visualize that I can totally get there. And then on here, I'm trying another tracker, which I wanted to do the, you can see how well we did here. 30-day yoga challenge with Adrienne, with Max. That just didn't work, but I am making sure that I'm doing my PT exercises, but I did not. Maybe I should do this outside. I'm basically outside every day, but I need to climb. Okay, so I have been really good with doing my PT exercises, especially on the weekdays. And today I didn't, but I went climbing. So I just want to track this and stay on top of this here. Maybe it's going to work, maybe not. If it's not going to work out in the end, I'm okay with it. I would, however, love to track this. Outside, I mean more hiking or at least walking. Because I'm going outside every day with Max to go pee. So that's not really indicative of that I was outside to do something outside. So yeah, I'm okay with how this is going. My monthlies are okay as well. And you can see, if you look at this, let's see, how is December? This is what it's supposed to look like with appointments inside. And there are some appointments that I just didn't write down. I am trying really hard to get back into this, and I am seeing some progress. I made a list this week of things to do. For some reason, even though I have started a rolling giveaway, which I can include a link in the description box down below. You just fill out the form and then you're entered until you win in 2024. I have contacted 2 people for the inks and they haven't gotten back to me. I don't know how that works. But yeah, I'm trying to get back to this more, to use this more and be more on these, to use it more like this. But I'm okay with not having all the plans in here. This is supposed to help me, and if I am currently not able to use this because my life is so full with just surviving and taking care of the puppy, then that's fine. I mean, I'm not doing anything else really. And in the back, I have my ongoing list. Also haven't reviewed that yet. However, I am trying to use the Hobonichi weeks to write down all the things that I think of, that I want to do, that I need to do, so that when I'm able to go in here and I am at a place that I can process all of this, I know it's in here and I don't have to go looking for paper scraps and all of those different things. So the last thing that I want to show you is my journal, because it has taken on some shape. And really, I don't remember what I showed you last. I have 2 finished spreads, 4 maybe even, no, 2. This is the 3rd one that I still want to finish. I know exactly what I want to write here. And I pulled out, I didn't know what I want to put here, and I think, did I write this last week? No, not sure. So this says new pen day, and then here is bookshop and bone dust. Bookshops and bone dust. And however, even though I haven't finished this, it did not stop me to continue this week. So I already decorated a little bit. Here I found this, put it here, wrote something about it here, have more stickers and things I want to add. I remember that I talked about adding this in here last week, but somehow I seem to have forgotten that. But maybe what I'm going to do is just stick it here, so I can write something here as well. And if not, maybe I'm just going to stick it down here because there's nothing there yet. That's okay as well. I actually really like this. It's brandy heavy, but I just went through my January envelope and December envelope and put stuff away, and so that's just how that goes. And that's why there is so much more stuff here. I could also maybe just put this here. I really like this envelope, and I like that the cards are smaller now, but how, if I don't have it out here, I'm not looking at this. So I think I need to stick it in here. I really like that this is all blue. Would have loved this here, maybe. So even though I love that there's something on the back, I wish there wasn't. Because then I could just stick it in here and just stick it down, so I don't have to have this flap up thingy. I like how this looks though, so I don't really want to cover it up. Or I can stick it down and just write the message on the bottom. Yeah. That's where I'm at with my journals though. And I'm really happy about the way this is turning out. I just caught up with this. This is not a daily thing, and I'm not sure how I'm going to make this a daily thing. I skipped this day. So maybe I'm just not going to use any stickers, or I'm going to use them after the fact. I'm thinking of just putting this right next to my bed, so that when I go to bed, I have a pen and I have this, and then I can write it down. That would mean that I would just, like here, maybe I would find a sticker that I could put down. So yeah, I'm not sure how I can make this work to make it a daily thing. I feel like this is working, but it's not a habit yet, and I wish it was a habit. And because it's going to be February on Thursday, I think I can think about decorating this too, and then maybe take it upstairs next to my bed. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I think I'm done. If you have any questions, let me know. Yeah, that's basically it. I have really taken it very slow last week. I was able to journal a bit. I just tried to keep my expectations really, really low, like extremely low, and that helped me work through all those things and get those done. And what also really helped, where's my planner now? You can clearly see that this is basically a creative list. There's no real to-dos that are beyond the creative aspect of my life. Just because it feels like this baby puppy just takes up so much space right now that I need to make sure that I balance it out without overwhelming myself. And by having this list, it's like, okay, I can just, this list of people to send mail to, I can do this right now. It's 5 minutes. I feel like I did something creative. And that's exactly what I did. So I did this. I do want to cut swatch cards today. I made a list of people to send happy mail to. So the next thing is start writing a letter, maybe. And then I have all of the appointments that I need to do next week already. And yeah, everything else is going to be filled with fun stuff. And then when it's getting better, I can also actually do some real stuff, which I am doing, but I'm just like, I'm not overwhelming myself, if that makes sense. This one, I'm done. I did this. I actually sent this out. I just have not heard from the person, and I'm going to just pick another person right now after I film this video and then do that. And maybe I'm in a good mood and go through this so I can check what needs to get done. This is more the things that I need to do in my life to make it livable, so that my kids get maintained by docs and all that, and classes are picked and all that stuff. And this is more the fun stuff. And then, because there is 12 months of this year, I'm not going to stress about that I don't have this filled out and that it's not pretty. This is going to come. I know that because I have had 3 babies, and that was exactly the same way. And so that's where this is going. I mean, isn't it, maybe this is even better than starting out January super strong and then like not being able to continue with the same power through February and March, and then fizzling out. Is maybe starting really low, like really weak, and then working your way up to a sustainable level. Maybe that's better than the other way around. Who knows? I really don't like this video today, but I'm just going to post it. And it was really fun chatting to you. I can't really wait to be back to normal, actually, but I know that that's coming. I'm really happy though that I'm reading so many books. That is bringing me a lot of joy. I'm wriggling my hands. And yeah, I'm going to my first puppy class today. So that's going to be exciting. And I hope to see you soon. Oh, if you have dog ephemera, just send it my way. I have like 3 more stickers and then I'm done. Bye.